Hi, I'm Clara. I'm 46 years old, and I never imagined life could unfold the way it did. What I'm about to share might feel unbelievable, but it's all part of my truth. Stay with me till the end because there's a surprise waiting. This is an incredibly emotional and romantic story, so make sure to subscribe to my channel and listen till the very end. You won't want to miss a moment. To the outside world, I had a picture-perfect life. My husband, Leonard, was a respected name in the investment sector. We had been married for 18 years, and on the surface we looked like the perfect match. Stable, elegant, admired. But the reality behind closed doors was far different. As years passed, Leonard became consumed by his work. We stopped talking about anything meaningful. Our connection faded, leaving silence in its place. Our home felt colder. I often found myself lying awake, feeling invisible in the very life I had built. The woman I once was, vibrant, curious, full of laughter, felt like a distant memory. Then came a shift I didn't see coming. Leonard's 25-year-old son from his previous marriage, Noah, moved in with us after finishing his master's degree. He was thoughtful, soft-spoken, and incredibly grounded. From our very first conversation, something clicked. We spoke for hours without realizing how much time had passed. He listened with care, something I hadn't felt in years. Not long after, Leonard's nephew, Eli, came to stay with us for a few weeks while transitioning between cities. Eli was just a few years younger than Noah but had a very different energy. He was warm, spontaneous, and charming in a way that made people gravitate toward him. His laughter was contagious, and to my surprise, it started to revive something inside me. One evening, while Leonard was away on one of his long business trips, the three of us had dinner together. The mood was relaxed, playful. After dinner, we sat in the living room, sipping wine, sharing stories, and laughing under dim lights. At one point, Eli turned to me and said, "Clara, I never realized how easy you are to talk to. You make people feel safe." That comment sat with me long after the evening ended. In the days that followed, I found myself drawn to both Noah and Eli. Noah's quiet confidence made me feel calm, grounded. Eli's liveliness reminded me of the joy I used to carry. They weren't just filling a void, they were awakening different parts of me. There were moments, unexpected, electric. In the kitchen with Eli, where our hands touched and neither of us moved away. A long afternoon walk with Noah, where the silence between words said more than words ever could. I kept reminding myself this was wrong, complicated. But deep down I felt more alive than I had in years. One sunny afternoon, Eli suggested we have a little backyard barbecue. The three of us spent the day outdoors, the scent of grilled food mixing with the sound of soft music and easy laughter. As the sun dipped below the trees, I looked at Noah and Eli and felt something shift inside me again. I couldn't ignore it anymore. That evening, I gathered my courage and asked them to sit with me. "There's something I need to say," I began, my voice trembling. "Spending time with both of you, it's changed me. I feel like I've come back to life." I looked at Noah. "You make me feel safe, seen." Then turned to Eli. "And you make me feel joy again. Like I'm allowed to live fully." They didn't rush to respond. Noah finally said, "Clara, I felt it too. I just didn't know what to do about it." Eli, ever the fearless one, smiled softly. Maybe this is one of those rare moments where we follow our hearts instead of the rules. A wave of relief and vulnerability washed over me. I didn't know what the future would hold, but I knew something important had shifted. That night we didn't plan anything, things just unfolded. We shared music, more wine, deeper stories. There was no pressure, just presence. At one point, Noah reached for my hand. Eli gently brushed hair from my face. Every small gesture carried weight, meaning. Later, as night settled around us, we found ourselves curled up on the couch together. For the first time in years I felt not just desired but understood. Accepted. Whole. The next morning, as sunlight crept into the living room, I watched them sleeping beside me, and I felt no regret. Only clarity, only peace. I had stepped into a version of myself I thought was long gone. I whispered to myself, "This is just the beginning." Eli stirred, rubbing his eyes. "Clara, last night felt like a dream I didn't want to end." Noah leaned closer, his voice low. "Seeing the real you, it's been an honor." Their words echoed everything I'd been afraid to say out loud. This wasn't just a story of unexpected affection. It was a story of rediscovery, of healing, of stepping out of the shadows of what was, into the warmth of what could be. I know questions remain. Leonard would be back soon. The life I had left behind would demand answers. But something had changed within me, and no matter what happened next, I couldn't go back to being the woman who simply existed. I was Clara again, real, alive, and finally honest with myself. This is where I'll pause. But if you want to know what came next, the choices, the fallout, and the unexpected turns that followed, subscribe to the channel. Because trust me, the next chapter is even more surprising than the one you've just heard.